Resident Evil 4, released in early 2005, moved away from pre-rendered backgrounds and zombies and became a fast-paced action shooter, bringing back several loved characters who now face a new threat. Winning multiple awards, RE4 became one of the best games ever made. I've tried to find any Easter eggs, secrets, references, and any points of interest for this video. And if you do enjoy this kind of content, please show your support by subscribing, liking and sharing this video so you can stay up to date on more videos like this. Now it's time once again to enter the world of survival horror. One of the fun things to do is to often go off script to discover things that otherwise may have been missed. Right at the start of gameplay, you can provoke a response from the police officers if you choose to mess around, such as trying to exit over the bridge or trying to shoot the vehicle.
Hey, stop fooling around.
Leon's first encounter with the Ganado shows similarities to his first encounter with zombies in RE2, poised to shoot while warning them to stop. Helping this wolf stuck in the bear trap isn't a thing you can obviously miss, but it is a choice encounter that will affect your first battle against El Gigante later on, as the wolf will reappear with a wounded leg to help Leon, only if you help it from the trap. The setting for RE4 is rural Spain, and even the enemy names are Spanish. These basic enemy types are called, as already mentioned, ganado, which translates to the English word cattle, a fitting name to reflect on these villagers being only bullet fodder and insignificant to the main villain Osmond Sadler. During the attack in the village, before the bell rings, you can find guarding the door to the farm area a chainsaw ganado. He will run towards you to a certain point before stopping, watches Leon for a moment, then walks back to his scripted position, standing by the farm entrance. This is interesting because even shooting him, he will not pursue you around the village. Shooting the blue medallions in the farm and cemetery rewards you with a Punisher handgun that can be collected from the merchant after shooting 10 medallions. Shooting all 15 will reward you with the first set of upgrades for the Punisher. Unlike the zombies, the Ganados can talk to one another, and if you listen carefully, you can hear on a rare occasion some of them calling out to their master in their dying breath. A lot will know the voice of Leon Kennedy for RE4 is Paul Mercier, but some may not realise that he is also the voice for the merchant.
Got something that might interest you.
Speaking of the merchant, you can actually kill him. On easy and normal modes, he does respawn in another area, but on professional mode, he is killed off for the rest of the game. Throughout the game, you can find treasures that can then be sold to the merchant for money, but the value of certain treasures change depending on your actions. Two of these, found in the village segment, have to be shot down from its position over a well of dirty water. If you don't catch them as they fall, the treasure's value is less on sale. But you can prevent the item from being dirty by shooting these planks to close the well and get more value for its sale. In Mendez's home, you can see another cutscene play out if you follow him back into the room you were just in. Leon sees Ada here for the first time, and is one of the few scenes that can be missed if you're not thoroughly engaged in the game. You can go off script in the church area. If Leon goes instead down the path of the cliff instead of going directly to the church, you'll get called by Hunnigan, who will remind the gamer of the mission. At the lake, you can get a unique and somewhat unexpected death for Leon. If he shoots at the fish by this pier, the Del Lago will emerge and eat him. The rare appearances of the dog enemies by the lake at night and on the return to the church have an appropriately assigned name. The Spanish word for them is colmillos, which, translated to English, means fangs. After rescuing Ashley, you can get an awkward reaction from her if you decide, while she's standing on a ledge above Leon, to look up her skirt.
Pervert. Hey, what are you looking at?
During the Ganado house siege, you can see another unique death scene. If you shoot Louise, he'll give you the benefit of the doubt, even after being shot at a few more times. However, Louise will eventually have had enough and kill Leon.
Adios, Leon.
Later in the game, the merchant will have the broken butterfly revolver available for purchase. Reading its description, "This will make anyone's day," is a reference to the Clint Eastwood film Sudden Impact. After surviving the fall down a well, Leon can collect a treasure, which is a crown that can be sold for 9,000 coins. Though tempting to do so, it's only part of a whole, as there is a crown jewel and a royal insignia that can be found and combined together to form the Salazar family crown, and sold for 48,000 pesetas. These strange hooded guardian creatures of Salazar's are named Verdugo, which translates in English to executioner, which they kind of act as Salazar is the lord of the castle who orders one to execute Leon. Another weapon you will eventually be able to buy is a magnum called Killer 7, which refers to the Capcom game of the same name, and came out the same year as RE4. Yet another optional cutscene is triggered if Leon makes his way up to the comms tower on the island segment. Here, he tries to make contact with the outside world. In Sadler's throne room, you can approach his chair, where a question mark appears. By pressing the action button, Leon sits on the throne and poses. In the prison area, you can open one of the containers and look inside to find a dirty sack that starts to thrash around. Whatever the creepy thing is, you can shoot at it and it stops moving. In the final boss battle against Sadler, a similar moment with Ada throwing a rocket launcher to aid Leon happened at the end of RE2.
Use this!
In the tunnel leading to the jet ski, you can try to return to the previous area only to be stopped by a crumbling ceiling. A joke in this description can be seen after the end credits, explaining that RE4 is protected under the laws of the Raccoon City Police Department, and further explains that anyone who tries to duplicate, distribute, or exhibit the game without prior permission will risk being prosecuted by a member of STARS, and then some. After you complete the game once, you will unlock Leon's RPD uniform, along with the weapon modelled after the HK VP-70 from RE2 called the Matilda. The name refers to the 1994 film Leon, whose titular character trains a 12-year-old girl in the art of assassination who is called Matilda. Another costume and weapon combination that can be unlocked is a gangster suit and the Chicago typewriter, which is named after the real-life Thompson submachine gun that was used as a signature weapon for organised crime groups in the 1930s. Leon even has a unique animation where he throws his hat into the air, catches it, then poses. On the main menu of Separate Ways, Ada is pictured in a similar pose to the titular character from the film La Femme Nikita. In the second chapter, Ada will encounter a Ganado on closer inspection is wearing the brown jacket belonging to Leon Kennedy, which solves the mystery of where his jacket went in the main game. Thanks for watching this video if you've made it this far. I'll be doing Grand Theft Auto 3 next, then after that I'll be continuing the Tomb Raider and Resident Evil series, so look out for these videos. If you haven't yet, please show your support by subscribing, leaving a like and sharing the video. Also, you can comment down below to add anything interesting that you found that I may have missed. So until the next video, bye guys.